Okay, for number 5, we're simplifying radicals, but we're first going to have to multiply. Before we do that, let's go ahead and make a tree, a prime factorization tree. So we have 9, we have 3 times 3, and we have 2, which is 2 times 1. We have x times x times x times x times x, and that's x to the 5th. Here we have x squared, so we have 2 more. All together we have y to the 7th, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 3 times 3. We don't have another 3 to make a group, so that's going to stay in the radical. We have 2 times 1. 2 is going to stay in the radical. So this right here is a pair, or a group of 3. There's a group of 3. There's a group of 3. And there's a group of 3 here. So the x and the y is going to stay in the radical. So when we simplify this, it's going to be 3 times 3 is 9 times 2 is 18. So we're going to have 18xy in the radical. And the cube root of x to the 3rd is x. So we have 2 groups, so it's going to be x squared. And we had 2 groups of y's, so it's going to be y squared. So this will simplify to x squared y squared times the cube root of 18xy. So we have these two radicals, and we're multiplying. We know that the index, or we know the root is 3. So I have 36 is 2 times 18, which is 2 times 9, which is 3 times 3. Okay, so that's 36. 6 is 2 times 3, and of course we have a negative 1 that we're gonna probably leave in there. So now we have x times x times x times x, and we have y times y times y times y times y. That's y to the 5th times y. So now we're looking at groups of 3. So we have 2, 2, 2. So we have 2 to the 3rd. We have 3, 3, 3. That's 3 to the 3rd. X, x, x. That's x to the 3rd. Y, y, y. So that's going to be y to the 3rd. Y, y, y. So that's y to the 3rd. Negative 1. Negative 1 can be raised to the 3rd power. What about this x? That x there is going to be by itself. And I think I've covered every factor here. So now I'm going to get the cube root. And remember that when I get the cube root of a number, that's raised to the same number, which is the power. And when the power and the index are the same, they cancel each other. So you're left with negative 1 times 2 times 3 times x times y times y. So you're left with the cube root of x. So it's 2 times 3 is 6 times negative 1. So it's negative 6x y squared times the cube root of x. So that's what it simplifies to.